Hello everybody, I'm Don Counts. Welcome into Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6, and we appreciate you watching on our YouTube channel and on Facebook page. Today we have Miss Tina Hudson here with us. Tina has been around for a while, and we've been friends for a long time, but today we're going to talk about Hands of Mercy. How you doing?
I'm good, Don.
Good.
Yeah, glad to be here, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming, and Hands of Mercy has been honored, I think, with Chamber. How many last year or what? Nominated?
Yeah, well, we were nominated this year for the top 3, so that's an honor to do that. And then with COVID and all, I forget when we, I think it was 2 years ago when we won, so might have been longer, so apologize, but yeah.
Well, tell everybody what is Hands of Mercy?
We're basically just a ministry that focuses on, mostly feeding those that are hungry and food insecure in our community. We do focus on Lincoln County residents. We used to do clothing, that was before COVID, and then we kind of opted to get out of the clothing and just do food. So that's a monthly distribution we do for that. And then we do utility bill assistance. We also have some other ministries that we do throughout the year. One of them we're going to talk about today, and then we do a weekend feeding program where we feed the children through the school systems, city and county both. So that's a big ministry that we are so fortunate to be a part of and to be able to help meet that need in the community. So
you still call that Bags of Blessings?
Yes, Bob's, our Bags of Blessings. Yeah. So if anybody ever hears about Bob's, that's we just tried to come up with a cute little acronym, name for it, so that when the teachers talked about it in the school system, it wasn't no stigma tied to it, because sometimes the children wouldn't want to receive it if it's presented in the wrong way.
Right.
So yeah.
Being, I guess, kind of not making the children embarrassed is the key there.
Right, it is key. I mean, the younger ones, that's not so much an issue, but when the research that I did, the older they get, you've got to make it easy for them to get it, things like that, where it's, their friends don't kind of know that they're receiving the food. But unfortunately, in our community, we have almost 1 in 4 children, are food insecure. And it's something we don't like to think about, but it really is an issue that we have in our community, hunger. It's gotten a little bit better with COVID and all. I know a lot of our families are receiving some extra SNAP benefits and things like that, but it's still prevalent. I mean, I still get phone calls where children are caught, rummaging through the trash for food, and other stories that would break your heart. So, we're just honored to be able to do that for the children. And we're feeding about 165 a week. We're down a little bit this year, I think, with maybe some are homeschooled, virtual, just some different reasons why we're a little bit down this year. But that's still 165 students and children that we're able to feed and help in their families. So,
how do you put the bags together, and what all's in the bags?
We pack the bags every Thursday morning from Hands of Mercy, so we have a great group of volunteers that do that. And it's basically shelf-stable milk, juice, Pop-Tops, the little Pop-Top meals, cereal bowls, little pack of crackers, pudding and Jell-O, fruit. Right now we're, been gracious enough to have Frito-Lay donated a lot of stuff to us, so we're able to put a lot of extra snacks like that in there for them. So. And those are packed on a weekly basis every Thursday morning. So, and they go out, and we have volunteers that pick them up from Hands of Mercy and then take them to the various schools.
Wow.
So,
very good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good program, because we know the young people definitely, I guess you try to do this like on a Friday because they have the weekend. Is that your goal?
Right. That's when we pack on Thursday. They're delivered on Thursdays, and then Friday is when it's put in their backpack. Yeah, because typically it's sent home every Friday.
Yeah.
So it's just meant to fill in that gap when, because many of the children, their lunch on Fridays is sometimes their last meal until Monday morning at breakfast. So we just try to fill in the Friday or Saturday and Sunday time. So
that's hard. Well, one thing that we are going to talk about today is the mobile food pantry that we're going to have coming up.
Right.
Talk about what is a mobile food pantry? Let's go with that and talk about how many you've had over the years, you know?
Yeah, I just had that memory show up in my Facebook the other day. I believe it was 8 years ago.
Okay.
I can't remember. I'm bad with time, you know, as you get older. So,
Well, that's all right.
but we actually had our very first one outside at First Baptist Church parking lot. They let us have it there. It was our very first one that we had, and just fell in love with it from that point on. And it's just basically a tractor trailer full of food that is unloaded, unpalleted, put on, you know, whatever organizational thing you do, and then is distributed out to families in need. It's typically meant to be around 250 families for each truck is kind of the target when you're purchasing it and that kind of thing. So that's kind of our goal that we like to be at. And so it's basically, you know, like I said, just tractor trailer full of food. Some of the food we know what we're getting beforehand, but a lot of it we don't. It's just a lot of fresh produce, fresh things that are unloaded, and you just have to kind of quickly, you know, figure out how many to put in each basket, you might say, because we get Walmart baggies from Walmart and then just fill them up, and we usually try to use the students to do that because I think it's a great way for the students to interact with someone in need in their own community.
Sure.
And so they're helping load it up in the car and that kind of thing. So so that's basically kind of in a nutshell what it is, yeah, because a lot of people are like, I don't know what a mobile pantry is. So
Let's talk about where the truck comes from.
yeah, it comes from Second Harvest in Nashville. That's where we get all of our food from, even for the center when we're open. And so it comes from them. You know, many of them through the years we've had to purchase, and they're anywhere, depending on how much money you want to spend on them, but anywhere from $2,500 to $4,000 a truckload. So, you know, they can get costly to have 3 or 4 a year. And we're just gracious enough that this next one is underwritten, you know, from a TVA grant. So we're so gracious and thankful for that. Anytime they can be underwritten by a grant, it just helps us to put that money to other use and to feeding, you know, people in the community another way. So, but yeah, it comes from Second Harvest, and like I said, we never know what's going to be on that truck most of the time until it gets there. So, you know.
Name some items that's usually on there.
Well, they always have, with the money that's either, you know, we're purchasing or paying, or the underwriting for the grant, is a lot of your shelf-stable stuff, which would be, you know, your macaroni and cheese, your mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes, peanut butter, spaghetti sauce, just kind of your, you know, shelf-stable stuff. But then a lot of the stuff that we don't know it may be a huge bin of watermelons or onions that are not bagged, and so you have to kind of quickly get your volunteers to you know, start rebagging things. And it's a kind of a little bit of I always tell people it's unorganized chaos for that hour when you're unloading the truck, and you have to follow the pallet when they drop it. Okay, everybody's got to do this with that or whatever. So but yeah, it's a fun day. You
have a little bit more of controlled chaos now that you are at Hands of Mercy doing it, compared to the way it was maybe at the fairgrounds or maybe at the CSRS parking lot. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Not only can I control the scheduling of it, you know, which I was thankful for the fairgrounds for letting us, being able to have it down there. But, you know, when you're trying to schedule it between them and Second Harvest, it does help to be able to schedule it on our own. And yes, I can kind of do a lot of work ahead of time, getting the tables set and just getting the area ready. Box wise, and we've got a big conveyor belt, and so just there's a lot of things that I can get done ahead of time that really does help. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about the mobile food pantry and for the folks who may be watching, listening, thinking about, I would like to see if I qualify for that.
Right.
What's the process of showing a need?
Right. So that we do require pre-registration, and the main reason for that is because we're doing drive-through. That is one thing that we've changed over the last several years. Used to, when we had it at the fairgrounds, people just kind of showed up, you were given a number, and then you just had to wait like
hours.
5-6 hours.
Yeah.
It was a long day. And so when we moved it to Hands of Mercy, doing it there, we thought, well, we're going to try the drive-through. Our clients love it because literally you can be in and out of line in 20 minutes, have your food, and you're back at home. But you do have to pre-register, so that is very important to note that the pre-registration is done on Tuesdays or Thursdays at Hands of Mercy's location, which we're located at 101 Easy Street here in Fayetteville. And so Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 3, they can come and pre-register. In order to pre-register, you would need a valid ID, proof of residency in Lincoln County, which can be an FPU bill, it can be a water bill, some form of residency that we would have to have.
You do this during pre-registration?
Yes, you'll have to bring that during pre-registration. There are no income guidelines at a mobile food pantry, which is the big difference between our normal food distribution that we do from Hands of Mercy on Tuesdays and Thursdays. There is income guidelines that they have to qualify for that program because we're part of the USDA program, which the government has an income eligibility guidelines they have to meet. So there are no income guidelines to meet for the mobile food pantry, but you do have to have the valid ID and the proof of residency. When you come to pre-register, then you're basically making an appointment, I tell people, to come and pick up your food, whether it's, we'll let you know what slots we have open and you just kind of make an appointment. And then we'll give everybody a little appointment card reminder to let them know, hey, your time is this. And then they just come and get in line about 5 minutes before their time slot. It's nothing where you've got to be there early or anything. And then we just we've got a little pull them down Easy Street and run them around the building, the back of the building to pick up the food. So
it's a very big process, and it's very neat. And FPU, we're going to be able to go out and help this time too.
Right.
And we've done it once before, and we're excited about doing it again.
Yeah, and y'all were awesome help. I mean, that was hands down our best mobile pantry that we had before. With as far as the volunteers, everything was smooth. Because we've changed it up where we've got a lot more people outside distributing a lot of food out there, along with the food we're bagging up and carting up inside, which has helped kind of streamline everything and move it through. And y'all were, it was just great. I just was able to sit back that day and kind of let everybody do their thing, and so it was great.
Plus
so
you had kids from RCA, maybe some more. You may have plenty.
Right, and this time we've got the RCA students coming back, so Riverside Christian Academy's coming, bringing their students. And then I believe we've got the Beta Club coming from Lincoln County High School. They're supposed to be sending some students too, which I love having them involved. It's just a great way for them to, see that there is a need in their community. So we're looking forward to it. Yeah.
Since the last time that we've been together, or we did the mobile food pantry, you got some freezers. You might talk a little bit about that.
We did, yes. And a lot.
You used to have a whole bunch of freezers.
We did, yeah. It was
home freezer.
Yeah, it was like 15 just chest freezers and stand-up freezers and refrigerators. It was very hard to keep the amount of food that we needed to, because that was only storage that we had. And so through some money that we got from a donor in Texas, and then the matching grant that we got, last year or 2 years ago might have been with TVA, we were able to purchase, a walk-in freezer and cooler. And when I say it's been life-changing, I really mean it. It has, the guy, when he unloads the truck, every Thursday when we get our truck, he has all of our frozen stuff on a pallet. He rolls it in there, drops it, and then we just get to it when we can. And we're able to serve our clients much, much more food, and as far as the meat and things like that. And we all know from buying things in the store, meat is expensive. But right now, they're probably getting, I don't know how many pounds of food, but it's a lot of, probably 30 pounds of just meat that they're getting. Not to mention the other stuff that they're getting. So that has allowed us to really be able to amp up even butter and eggs and cheese, and because we've got the walk-in cooler too. Milk, fresh milk, we're able to do that a lot of times. So it really has been able to be a blessing to so many in the community. Because we roughly feed around 250 to 275 families in 1 month.
Wow.
And that's just being open on those 2 days, a week. So, it's a lot of people that we're feeding. So we're grateful to been able to get all that money and been able to do that.
So how many will you feed in a mobile food pantry?
Well, like I said, we target 250. Unfortunately, through the years, we have seen a little bit of a drop in the number of clients that we feed through the mobile pantries. You know, I think just for the most part, you know, a lot of people are getting a little bit more right now on their food stamps, so it has helped them to not come through as much maybe as they normally would, even through Hands of Mercy, our normal time. But you know, we'll just kind of see how it goes for this one and see. But yeah, we're.
Well, let me reiterate everything that we've been talking about. Hands of Mercy Outreach Center is going to be having a mobile food pantry coming up soon. It's free food for families in need, first come, first served basis on Friday, November the 12th at 101 Easy Street here in Fayetteville. Pre-registration is required at the time of pickup. You can do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 3. And you need a valid ID, proof of residency, and registration is required. 433-4263 for any additional questions, and we appreciate what you do. The community appreciates it, and I know the families here who are in need really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, it's our honor. It really is. I mean, I feel blessed every day to be able to be a blessing in my community, and we just hope that it will help spur somebody else along to want to pay it forward and do something, you know, good for their community. So. And Lincoln County, I have to say, is, you know, there's never been a ministry that we've wanted to start or that's lacked in any way for finances or even volunteers. It's just, you know, I'm humbled every day to think about what our community, you know, and I know the Lord moves through people and God uses people, but you have to be willing to be used. So I'm grateful that, you know, Lincoln County supported us in, you know, many ways. So.
Well, FBU is proud to be able to help out this time. TVA, big supporter, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be on Friday, November the 12th. Mobile food pantry with Hands of Mercy. Tina Hudson's been our guest today. We appreciate you coming and talking about it. We thank you for all you do, and we wish you luck on this day, and we'll be there to support you all we can.
Absolutely. We look forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you watching here on Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6, on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. I'm Don Counts. We'll see you back in here next time.